Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to the Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. For me, that is a very powerful statement that I kind of navigate my own journey through. If something doesn't resonate with me, I just don't pick it up. And I think that that's a really important thing to kind of keep in our awareness because there's so much that doesn't resonate with us, and then we jump in and we kind of go into this energetic spinning cycle. Good morning, everybody coming in. We go into an energetic spinning cycle when we pick up things that don't really resonate with us. Rather, we feel the need to engage or defend or tackle. I've worked really hard over the last several years to just not pick things up that don't resonate with me, and I think that that has brought me so much peace and less stress and less anxiety into my world, and it's a beautiful space to be in. Good afternoon here in France. Oh, France! France is on my list of places that I must get to. I definitely want to hit France up at some point on my journey. So this morning I went outside. It's a beautiful morning here. The birds were singing away and chirping along, and I thought, you know what? I just need to sit outside here for a minute with my feet on the ground and just kind of listen to spirit. So I was out there quite early. The sun was barely coming up as I'm sitting there at my feet on the cold. The grass was cold though. It was as nice as the morning was with the sun coming up. And one thing that spirit kind of leaned in with me and whispered in my ear was the statement. And it is a common statement, and I'm sure most of you have heard this before. And it's simple, yet we do struggle with the simple things sometimes. The statement was, when one door closes, there can be a period of time before the next one opens. And I sat there and I just kind of I felt the energy around that. And then spirit continued with this statement. In the moment that your fear of the unknown becomes triggered, we feel this as a force and as an external shift. And then we have a whole bunch of things going on, because I do feel like there's a lot of change been happening for so many people, whether it be relationships, jobs, relocations. We are in this, in this interesting energy. And it feels quite good to me. Change brings us that moment of, that what now? Things are changing, and we kind of resist it a little bit. But then ego will come in very quickly and will say, we need to rush, we need to fix this, we need to take action, and we need to gain control. And our soul says, just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. We need to slow down. We need to heal. We need to process. We need to have an understanding. We need to listen to our intuition. And then the ego kicks back in and says, no, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Panic, panic, panic. And spirit just kind of very lovingly held the space for me this morning with, bring yourself into that alignment of giving yourself a chance to process things. As doors close, as new ones open, take that moment. When we take that moment, we can hear that inner voice within us, we can hear our intuition, and we can feel into that ourselves and be able to say, that really wasn't serving me. I understand why it's changing, or I don't understand why that is changing. Sometimes we don't understand why things are changing around us. The universal energy is shifting, and for many of us as spiritual empaths, or with that awareness, if you're tapped in and tuned in, you may feel a lot of the energetic movements right now, and we just need to pause. We just need to process, and it may not be a very long time. So when I say pause for a moment, that doesn't mean you have to sit and do nothing about a situation. It just means give yourself that chance to breathe through it, just to process it, just to be able to tap in energetically as to, okay, that door is closing. I need to take a second. I need to process it and then move forward. We spend so much time just in that panic space, and it's not just about, doors ourselves grounded. I feel the next couple days, between now and the 14th, so what, today's the 11th. So between now and the 14th, as we're coming out of this retrograde, give yourself permission to just sit, feet on the ground or on the earth, works well, or you're back up against a tree or laying on the ground looking at the sky. Give yourself the moment to just collect yourself energetically, just to collect yourself, and practicing just that pause. A couple comments here. I'm so resonating with this on so many levels. Um, Perfect. I'm happy about that. KS, this really resonates with me at the moment. I'm contemplating ending my marriage after many years of disrespect and not being on the same page. I'm uncomfortable and hesitant. Change is very we do get uncomfortable with change. And I know you all know this, because we've all been through some form of change. It's that unknown space, right? We don't know. It's the unknown. So then a part of us, the ego kicks in and panics. Got to fix this, got to fix this, got to go forward, got to forward. The soul is saying, just give yourself a moment. Just give yourself a moment, and practicing that space and giving yourself some time just to reground and just to process. We're not meant to stay in that momentum. And I've talked about that before. We're not meant to stay in that panic feeling. We're not meant to stay in that rush feeling. And I get it. There are things on my journey that I just like, okay, can you move along now? Can this start happening, or what now? And this message with spirit this morning, it wasn't what I expected. Because I thought it was going to be very different, but I just allowed what spirit needed to bring forward, for all of us and collectively. So as we come out of the retrograde, um, the word regroup kept coming to me. It's time to just kind of regroup, collect ourselves, a little bit of reflection, a little bit of, and I always talk about letting go. And I'm a big one for just releasing. So just processing some of that stuff again with what you release. And if it's a reminder, then I'm happy to give that to you. But that space of that slow down, slow the road a little bit the next couple days. And you may understand that later. It's, but at the end of the weekend, you may say, okay, now I understood why Lana meant that. I really needed to just process and allow, and I'll give myself that chance, and allow those closing doors to close without me pushing against it with a lot of resistance. Well, when we people always say to me, when you say that, like doors are closing or there's change coming, it don't pull in the energy of fear with it. I know it's really tough. I get it. I so get it when things are changing and it's tough, but things are going to change and we're going to feel that push, and the more that we kind of ignore it, the louder it gets. I mean, how many of you have had that happen where you didn't want to deal with it, you didn't want to make the change, you didn't want to move forward, and the volume just kept turning up. It's louder and louder, and you become more and more uncomfortable where you're at. Or perhaps you just have this sudden wake up call of, I've got to change this. Like, that has happened to me a lot. I have had to just all of a sudden in my awareness, it's like, this has to go from my life instantly. It's like boom. And perhaps it was just, it's the timing of it, or perhaps you may be more ready for that change, or perhaps it's just the universe giving you that one big push that you truly do need to either close a door or shift into a different direction. As things unfold, one thing that we kind of have to, what really helps as well, is that whole power of now. Right now I'm here. Right now I'm here. And that also kind of brings us back into that space with just allowing ourselves to soften it a little bit, and give ourselves a little bit of self-compassion. And that was another piece that came out for me, is that self-compassion. We don't gift ourselves that very often. We truly don't gift ourselves that piece. We're really good quite often at giving it to other people. We're really good at passing on that advice to others who are struggling, but we have to come home with it as well. We have to come home with it as well. And I got a little bit a little bit soft as I was listening to spirit with that whole self-compassion, because I did take a moment and kind of look within me, and I thought, yeah, what, Lana, yeah, this resonates with you too. It's not just for the collective. It's that self-compassion piece for myself too. Is we really need to feel that once in a while. Life is busy. We forget about ourselves, and we can't get lost in that. I hope that this little wee chit chat from what Spirit shared resonates with you all. It's definitely struck a chord with me. Sometimes these little simple reminders, and it's often that simple with Spirit. I was like, oh, that was really simple, but boy, did I feel that I need to hear that. It's we it doesn't have to be always these great big profound moments. It can be those simple reminders that we so lovingly and gently need to lean into once in a while. Um, Justin, I feel guilty sometimes when I do things for myself. That's a big one. Justin, I think many of us do. We're programmed quite, from quite a young age about everybody else. We don't teach. Many of us don't teach, young people, or we haven't been taught that we need to go first too. So that guilt gets pulled in. And we there's a difference between putting yourself first and being selfish or being cruel or being mean. There's a big difference in that, right? And you have to kind of lean in with how much do you matter, and you matter, so much, Justin. And we do better for other people when we're looking after ourselves too, when we're putting service into ourselves, when we're allowing ourselves, we're better people, we're better leaders, we're better parents, we're better friends. We have to be okay energetically ourselves too. So going first and doing something for yourself is really important. And I used to start with something simple with I am going to put 30 minutes into my calendar that is just for me. And if that means I just sit on a lawn chair and watch the clouds go by, then so be it. That was just for me. And I gradually started increasing that amount of times, and I started feeling better, and I started noticing that I had more patience, and I had more tolerance, and I had more to give other people energetically from that perspective too, because I was doing something for me. And I think when we don't do things for ourselves, I'm just going to expand a little bit on that. Think about this for a moment. When we don't look after ourselves or do something for ourselves, um, do you often feel resentment towards other people? Like, do you often feel like a little bit of that resentment piece, or impatient or intolerant? It's such an important piece. I'm going to scroll back up here and try and grab a few questions. I do have another early morning. It's been a very interesting week for me. I've been starting early all week, so I've had to push the lives, just starting them a little bit early and ending them a little bit earlier than normal. So, but I'm just grateful to be here. KS watched my last energy update video and intuition. Fascinating stuff. Thank you very much for checking out that video. Lots of people resonating with this. Bianca, you were in my dream, Lana. So cool to watch you live. Also dreamt of butterflies. Mm. Bianca, do you remember anything about that dream? Dreams are quite significant, especially when we have that memory. So if you remember anything about that dream, um, try and get it here in the chat, and I'll see if I can do a little bit of interpretation. I do some dream interpretation. I don't offer it as a service, but I have taken quite a few courses, and we'll just give people my feedback on their dreams when it comes up. Maruna, I've been asked this. I've never asked this, but any advice from Spirit for my grandma? Um, I feel right now with your grandmother, I need to just kind of say everybody needs to hold the space for her. I don't. Sometimes we mean it very lovingly, but sometimes we try to push people to work through their grief quicker, or to be okay, and we'll tell them over and over, you're going to be okay, it's going to be okay. And I feel that your grandmother just needs that support of it, of where she's at. Without that, we do our intentions are very, very from the heart. Like, most people, when someone's struggling, um our words, we're trying to comfort them, and we're trying to give them reassurance. I just feel like I just need to kind of hold the space and hold the energy with her. And what do I mean by that? I mean, sitting with someone and saying very little, and just letting them, whether it be tears or words or silence. I feel like I just need that space with her. So that is, but I also feel, though, with that being said, I do feel, that piece of her that's broken. I do feel that piece of her that's broken, but I do feel her navigating through that. I feel like she's got this strength within her. If it's either connects to a faith or spirituality, I feel like she's got that piece in her that she's going to lean in on there. Bless her heart. I also feel such a sweetness energetically with her, like very sweetness. Let's see where we're going here. Okay, yes, absolutely. I've tried to ignore this feeling for a while, but I can't ignore it anymore. The dial is way up. The universe turns the dial up. Absolutely. And I'm sure you will all nod and smile, where there was a time where, you just kind of tried to mute it, tried to ignore it, tried to push it back, tried to deny it, and it just kept getting louder and louder. It's the universe's way of saying, there's going a different direction. There's something better. This isn't serving you. This isn't serving you. But we have the choice and free will. And people always ask me, well, the spirit or the angelics, or do they get upset with us when we're not listening, or we're not paying attention? No, they're here to help us navigate our learning. But they will continue to turn up the volume. They will continue to turn up the volume to kind of guide us in a different direction. And I've had my own moments where I've chuckled on life. It was like, because I try to lean into that vibration of laughter and fun with my learning, even though when it's muddy and hard, I try to lean in there with that. And I've looked back and I thought, oh, Lana, yeah, yeah, yeah. Denial and turning the volume down on that just got you, a little bit more learning. You bought yourself some increased learning, but that's how I kind of lean in on there. And that's one thing that I try to do with that self-compassion piece that I talked about a few minutes ago, is sometimes that self-compassion piece can just be like laughing off the lessons. I was doing the best where I stood. I try to look at it that way, and process it, rather than be, really hard on myself for sticking something out that I knew wasn't serving me. I try to lean in there. Bianca, you told me last time I've been astral traveling in my dream. I had no idea I was doing it. Any advice from my guides about why I've been traveling? I feel my dreams have been more vivid for sure. Bianca, I feel that, and this is I'm trying to find the right wording here on it. I feel that in the astrals, I feel that you're either getting downloads of information or going to different spaces and getting that information. And I feel that either your work, your spirituality, the growth that's coming for you, have you noticed some shifts within you, or have you had more of your own, more downloads, that you're suddenly having epiphanies? Oh, that's why. Oh, that's it. I feel like you're gathering information when you're traveling, when you're astral traveling as well. I also feel that a very I'll use the word how it feels to me, but I feel internally, I feel like this gypsy energy about you. And I feel that sometimes the physical world, you get bored. I feel like you get bored in the physical world. I feel like it's like, yeah, I'm here, and yeah, it's almost like it's like, yeah, I get it. But I feel like sometimes you're like, I just need a little bit more excitement. And I think astraling is kind of leaning into it naturally. I was astral traveling and didn't even realize it for a long time, until one time I remembered the experience, and I thought, holy smokes, I'm astral traveling. And and that was when I started taking some workshops and reading some books and kind of navigating through that. Is astral travel anything to fear? Good question. I don't align with anything fearful. I don't bring in any fear, in my experiences to begin with. First thing I do in the morning is surround myself with white light. I do that periodically during the day. And I also do it before I go to bed. So I'm not leaning into anything at all fearful. I've also spent some time learning a lot about astral travel. And sometimes in our dream states, in those vivid dreams, in those lucid dreams, sometimes that's a form of astral travel. So astral travel, is a bit of it's not just a straight direction term either. You can be traveling to the spirit dimensions. You can be like, we look at it this way. We all have a soul, And we all are energetic beings, right? So we came here from the spirit dimensions as energy. We are energetic beings. So our energy knows how to shift over into spirit dimensions. What do you think I do when I'm reading? When I'm channeling spirit, I'm literally, yes, my physical body is here, but often I drift over to the spirit dimensions, have a little chat, or they come over to me and have a little chat. And sometimes we meet somewhere in the middle and have a little chat. And then I give the information to the sitter, to my client. So, we can connect energetically to other dimensions. Most of us do it when we're sleeping. So, when you look at some of your dreams where you really, really felt, and I know you like there's dreams that are dreams and we know they're dreams. It was like, that was really silly. I must have been thinking about, something really weird last night. And then there's those dreams where you just know that you were in a different time and space. And I just say, trust it. Just trust it. Right. Because you can go, I talk about a lot of this when I do past life regression stuff. You can go forward and backwards in time as well. Right. So you can go forward in time or backwards in time, and we can go into other dimensions forward or backwards in time there as well. Fascinating topic. It is a fascinating topic. Okay, I have to be mindful of the time here, so I'm just going to scroll back up and see where we are. Justin, you're very welcome, darling. Bianca, resentment for sure. Bianca, when I watch sunsets, I feel better energetically. Absolutely. Okay, let's just scroll down. Romina, I'm feeling that way now. I'm no longer taking care of my grandpa. I took care of him for the last 10 years. Now I feel kind of lost and weird. Have to learn to do things I want to. Absolutely. And I think that we do do things for other people, and we do sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I don't want to do it either. Um whether it be attend a meeting or do this or do that sometimes, but then there are things that we do to help other people, and then we have to balance that with time to do what we want to do, and to do to kind of live our journey as well. Sony, I was thinking about changing majors. Do the angelics or my spirit guides have anything to say about that? Sony, has that been as soon as I'm reading that, I feel like you have had that in the back of your mind for a while. I feel like you've been kind of thinking about it, putting it back. And I also felt that when you went into what your current major, I felt like you always had this feeling that it didn't fully resonate or it was going to shift. I feel that, but I also feel that it got you to where you needed to be with it. I When I lean in there with the angelics, I feel that and you always have choice and free will. Please know that. I feel that you are going to feel a bigger pull. I really feel it. They're tapping into you and you're hearing that, which is why you're having these thoughts of, I'm thinking about it. We do get messages through our intuition, and our intuition connects to what we're thinking about, right? I feel that big pull. Sorry, my phone just rang and scared the my ringer was off. I don't know why it's ringing. I just jumped out of my skin. Um that's gonna be funny to watch on a replay, isn't it? I need to get you to lean in there and really feel and really trust that, with what you're feeling, because you are very much supported. Don't forget the thumbs up on the live chats, folks. I'm so grateful when we get those thumbs up. If you're enjoying these lives, it does help me gauge if I'm coming back. So if you are enjoying the lives, please thumbs up me. I've been experiencing so many random delays in a row the last 2 days, so this resonates with me. Definitely, like spirit wants me to slow down. 100%, absolutely. Um, I just want to see if Bianca answered me. I have fun in my dreams. Feels very interesting when I wake up. Okay, good. Kitty cat, I spotted something that looks like spy cam in my dad's garage we always walk through. Okay. I've been feeling creeped out before I noticed it. I need to know if there are more, and did he hide some in my room? So when I lean into that, um, I'm feeling really uncomfortable. So when I communicate with spirit, I get my responses back in feelings. So I feel really uncomfortable. I'm not 100% convinced though. Your room feels okay to me. Um but I also feel though has I just feel like things are being overheard. So I'm not sure if things are if someone's listening or if there's more of a privacy thing there as far as conversations, but I just keep hearing things. So I'll leave that with you to navigate through, but as I feel um uncomfortable with the camera piece. I I feel uncomfortable. I really do. Um so I would take a look around. I would do a good look around. I'm feeling uncomfortable for a reason, and it's not just the camera that you found. I when I lean back in there, when you say, "Is there more?" I feel uncomfortable then. So I have to give it to you as that feeling. Feel like you need to take a good look around. I'll leave that there with you. I hope that helps. It's not a great feeling, right? It's not a great feeling for me. Well, I know it's been short. But I do have to get ready for sessions. I am wishing you so much love, light, and relaxation. That slow down piece over the weekend. I do hope that you get to lean in there. I'm not quite sure yet. I have to wait and see how things navigate. But I may pop on and do some live readings on YouTube. It's YouTube's turn for the live readings. I was Facebook last weekend, so if I'm able to pop on here, it will be very much. I'm coming on now. It'll be that. I'll try to post it in the community page here, but I will literally come on very much last minute. Weekends here for me have been quite busy for several months, but I'm hoping to be able to pop on and do some readings. So if I didn't get a chance to answer your question today, I did the best that I could to get to as many as I could. Love, light, blessings, and as always, a spirit guided day. Love you all.